Hillary's speech last night was good if you didn't live in the real world and you had no reality to correlate her rhetoric with. But when you compare what she said with reality, you see, first of all, how flawed it is, and secondly, what a poor basis it offers for a victorious campaign. By the time you boil off through all of it and you rebut the arguments by what's actually happening, all that's left is that she's a woman and she's not Donald Trump, not a basis for winning a campaign. She began by urging compromise and working together. Now, is there anybody in the world less likely to compromise than Hillary? Like in the email scandal, like in Benghazi? Her reputation is standing firm and aggressive and telling everybody to go to hell, whatever the consequences. Scarcely the basis for someone who can say, now I'm the person of love and kindness and compromise. She said that we're not afraid. Well, the hell we're not afraid. We're scared to death. I mean, when you look at what goes on in Nice and Paris and San Bernardino and Boston and all over the world, of course, Brussels, of course we're scared. Of course we're frightened of a terrorist attack. And we're also frightened of the Black Lives Matter assassins killing police and ambushing them. So we're probably more afraid now than we've been at any point in our history, recent history, except for right after 9/11. And to base your campaign by saying Trump misunderstands us and thinks we're afraid and I know we're not is crazy. Then she criticized Trump for saying, I alone am going to do this, and said it takes a committee, it takes a village, it takes a whole country. Well, everybody knows it's a rhetorical device that Trump is going to need the help of Congress and stuff like that. But the idea of a person standing up there and taking responsibility and taking charge is a very good idea and taps into America's feeling that gridlock and everybody blaming everybody else is really not working in America. And a sort of the buck stops here attitude that Trump is manifesting, I think, is very welcome. And particularly given his record of building stuff and achieving stuff and getting stuff done, you got to give him a certain amount of credit when he says that he is going to do this stuff. And this leads to the critique that, remember in the campaign, Obama said to a guy, you didn't build this business. The people that taught you English built it. The people that built the roads built it. The guys at the utility company who give you electricity, they helped build it. Well, that critique was not well received in a country that values individualism. And I think that Hillary's leaning in that direction is also not going to serve her well. Then she talked, which I thought was the ultimate kind of thing. She said she will fight the influence of money in politics. I will follow the money. Yeah, Hillary follows the money breathlessly, trying to grab off some of it. But Bill and Hillary Clinton are the all-time world record holders in fundraising in American politics. They've raised well over $1 billion, closing in on $2 billion. Between the Clinton Foundation and the Global Initiative, her 2008 campaign, her current campaign, her races for the U.S. Senate, Bill's runs for president, I mean, they have exceeded $1 billion raised. And Hillary is the epicenter of wealth and privilege in American politics. It's where all the donors meet with the special interests, and it's where they collide and collude. And to put herself up there as the apostle of ending money in politics just is absolutely laughable. Then she said she was going to stand up to China. Well, how about it, lady? You've met with China maybe a dozen times and you've never stood up to them. You've never raised the human rights issues. You've never named them currency manipulators and backed them away from their unfair trade practices. It is totally disingenuous for us to believe that Hillary will now stand up to China. She's trying to mimic Donald Trump and take some of his thunder away. And then, finally, at the end of the speech, she said, does Donald Trump have the temperament to be president? A man who can be baited with a tweet should not be in charge of nuclear weapons. First of all, does anybody believe Trump is going to launch a nuclear war? I mean, come on. And secondly, who's the one who gets us into wars? Hillary. Trump opposed the war in Iraq. Hillary supported it. Trump was against going into Libya. Hillary insisted on it. Trump opposed going into Syria. Hillary pushed for it. And when we speak of temperament, you know, my book, Armageddon, that Eileen and I wrote, How Trump Can Defeat Hillary, has plenty of stories that show Hillary's temper, this unbelievable, wild temper that she's got. There's another book out that says she threw a lamp at the president. And this is not the temperament that we need in the White House. And for her to go around criticizing Trump's temperament takes some doing. And ultimately, the entire basis of her anti-Trump campaign was not based on issue disagreements or on disagreements with his plans. It was based on style, on fluff, on simply saying, oh, God, we can't put up with that man, or you couldn't be for Donald Trump, could you? And the more Trump cleans up his act, which he's been doing in the last month or so, the flatter those appeals fall. So ultimately, Hillary's speech may have had a superficial plausibility. It may give her a short-term bounce in the polls, but it leads nowhere. It doesn't lead to any strategy. Sooner or later, Hillary's campaign will be reduced to one line: I'm a woman. And we will increasingly see through that and understand that we're being manipulated into voting for someone who should not be president just because they're a woman. Thanks for watching. And please promote this vigorously. The video I did on rebutting Bill Clinton's speech to the convention has had 7.1 million views. Extraordinary. So please share this with everyone you can. Put it on your Facebook page. Click that you like the page, and I hope you like me. The other click on top of the page. I like you. And please pick up a copy of my book, Armageddon, How Trump Can Beat Hillary. Every day, by the way, you can go to my email page, dickmorris.com, and watch my video that I post every day. And if you sign up, I'll send it to you. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching.